Hi Aries, and welcome to your May 2019 general reading. I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card and then I'll shuffle the rest of the deck. So give me a card for Aries, okay? Give me a minute, I need to do it again. Okay, you got the deep knowing card. Very well used card, Aries, as you can see, because I do an awful lot of relationship readings, and this is a very strong relationship card. And you can pretty much see in the image there's two moons here, and because there's two moons, it generally involves a very deep bond between you and someone else. It might not be an individual relationship, it might be with a child, with a co-worker, but it's sort of this deep knowing that there's some sort of path forward that might be being revealed to you. And this deep knowing will come from a sense of rightness about a situation, okay? I'm sorry, I could hear banging. I don't know what it's about. So I'm going to pull the general cards and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, Page of Cups behind you, the Ace of Cups behind you. Ooh, very beautiful, because the page carries the ace and it starts to make offers, Aries. So this is, I don't know when you'll be watching this, but this is probably about the last week of April, yeah? Okay, so what you most want is the Five of Cups. So by the looks of it, this relationship's already got, it's going to come with some sort of challenge. Very common for the deep knowing card, I have to tell you. A bit like the idea of a soulmate. Things come with challenges, but give me a minute. Four of Discs. Challenge is a star card. Okay. Knight of Cups in your relationships. There's such an irony here already. You've got the Death card in your money and work, so some of you might be considering a change. The Five of Swords, a soul position. And then you've got the Devil card is the outcome. I've already got a really clear picture here, to tell you the truth, Aries. So my first impression of the cards is you've got a Knight, a Page, and an Ace of Cups. So that's all about the building of an emotional relationship, an emotional attraction. But you've already got the energy of withholding, Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups, which is about not opening your heart to receive it, or someone's doing the same to you. Because when the cards appear, and the people that we meet, you know that old saying, people can be both heaven and hell? Sometimes other people bring our energetic, they bring the dynamics into our life that become basically our dynamics. So there's going to be an energy of withholding for some of you, either through you or you're the one who's doing it, okay? Because wanting the Five of Cups, some of you might be starting a new relationship, but one that you've just been in is still completing itself. And some of the issues are around resources, by the way, and security. Just have to say it. But wanting the Five of Cups means that you want the Six of Cups. You want this sort of emotional reconnection. Or the Five of Cups is also a transition card. All the fives represent a change. So you want things to move, okay? Now, the gift is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is not a bad card, okay? All the fours represent security and stability. They're a square, yeah? So squares are about holding our foundations. The Four of Pentacles becomes a problem when you're resisting letting down your guard, or someone else is. Because really what they're doing is they're holding on through fear of being hurt. Or there's a new love here, but for some of you it's because of certain reasons. You don't want to let your guard down and you don't want to allow this love in. So why is the Four of Pentacles? And some of you might be going through a divorce, by the way. These are classic divorce or separation cards when two people are having to divide the resources. The trick to that, Aries, is always to be fair, because it's a hugely fearful energy when our foundations are going through a change, and you've got the Death card and money and work. So for some of you might be going through a separation and you're having to divide your resources. For some of you want to make changes at work and your career, but because there's a need for security, there's a little bit of a struggle with it. Okay, really, really common. It's generally the Tower card and the Four of Pentacles that comes up, and that's about resisting change. But some of you might be resisting change, by the way. And some of you, if you're leaving a job, might be going through a transitional stage here. Your challenge is to have faith, Aries. Because when we're asked to have faith, obviously the faith has to be on something that we cannot see, or else it's not faith. Isn't it? Faith is always in, what do you want to call it, the invisible supply. It's in a future that's not known yet. And we fall into trouble when we project onto this future. Your challenge is about having faith. For some of you, your challenge is about being transparent, about being open, and about expressing your feelings. Because in the Star card, she pours her water out, which is about our emotional life. So I've already got a really clear picture of what's going on in the relationships. But for some of you might even be dealing with a new relationship whilst ending an old one. Or the changes are happening around work, and there's a little bit of and for you whose changes are happening around the work, and the Four of Pentacles is actually the gift, which is saying you being a little bit economical with your finances is not a negative, because what you're doing is looking after your foundation. That's what I mean. No card is ever positive or negative. It always depends on the rest of the reading. Anyhow, so the Knight, the Page carries the Ace. Offers come, and then the offers go up a little bit because they turn into the Knight. So this is a lot of movement in an emotional situation. I think the irony though is because some of you want this 5, there might still be a little bit of like a cloud of grief over the past, or maybe someone else is grieving the loss of something. There's something going on here. Maybe revealing your feelings is really hard because every single one of us get hurt, and around that hurt we develop like quite a hard place within us, and it's always very, very hard to go into places where we've previously been hurt, because the urge to protect ourselves is so powerful. There's something going on here, Aries. You need to check out the relationship reading. So Death card, some of you are changing job. 5 of Swords, a soul position, okay? Another 5, so you've got 2 5s. There's a lot of change going on here. The 5 of Swords is about useless and pointless arguments. They're about arguments that no one ever wins, and there is no greater waste of your soul energy than to be involved in mental combat with anyone. Because the Five of Swords always needs a winner and a loser. It's one of those cards that are very, very based on how all wars in the world are formed. And it's sort of, oh, you know, oh, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. It's about how the fact that this country and this world is run by children. And why is a Five of Swords? You know, there might be someone, some of you might be going through, there's something going on here around resources, and some of you might be dividing resources with another person. It's a really hard thing to do, Aries. So some of you might be having a legitimate, difficult transition. But the irony is it, with this transition is coming this great love. It's very, very odd. So tell me more about the Five of Swords for Aries, a soul position, please. It's with the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a card of celebration, graduation, engagement, new job, something brand new which creates this new reality for you. But it's with the Five of Swords. So there's what they say in the I Ching, there's always difficulty in the beginning. Always. There's always one thing, okay? So for some of you, you're clearly going through from one part of your life to another. And there's definitely a little bit of an energy of challenge here. And it might be because someone, in order to move through to this new world, it involves some sort of loss and transition. There's no other way to get change. Some people try and avoid this, and they go right into one relationship after another without ever going through the transitional phase. I have never seen one happy example of that. So in a strange way, whatever conflict and difficulties here around this new beginning, try and be present with it. Try and experience it, because that's what actually gives us the new beginnings we're looking for. So when we jump from one thing to another, we just become like the Ten of Wands cards. But when we stay present and we experience what we need to experience, is when we really, really get beautiful new beginnings. So your outcome is a Devil, could be a Capricorn. Why is the Devil showing up here? What's the Devil telling? Yeah, with the Fool card. Beautiful. Exciting new possibilities. Whatever this Devil, it might be a Capricorn person, okay? It might be a feeling, you might be facing that strange dilemma, which actually most of your readings about, Aries. Beautiful new beginnings, but there's a residue of something here. And you know what, I always, I don't know one person in this world, anyone, who hasn't got a story going on about something. You've got a very interesting reading of absolutely beautiful new beginnings here, but also the energy of transiting from something into something else. So, and that's what the Devil and the Fool represent, because the Fool's a zero, the beautiful new beginning, and the Devil can represent that feeling of, oh my gosh, obstruction after obstruction. Every myth and legend in this world tells us about the trials and tribulations we need to overcome to get to the Fool. That's exactly what your reading's about, Aries, and your trick is to have faith. The Star card is also about grace, and grace descends. We cannot buy grace out of a bottle. It descends when we turn up for life, no matter how challenging it is, we still turn up. and we bear witness and we stay present and we go through what we need to go through. I have to say, really stunning reading. I absolutely love it. I'll speak to you next week, Aries. Bye.